Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Satyam Raha, and in this video I'll be talking about some of the useful methods for strings in Java. Okay, so the first one is char at, which takes an integer index as a parameter. What it says is, say I say char at say 5, so it will return the particular character in that string. Say there is a string called Shottam. So indexing starts at 0. We all know that. Okay. So now you see, if I say char at 2, what it will return? It will return an index, say t will be returned. So it will actually be char. The return type of char at is char. Okay. So it will return t. Fine. So what is string concat? String concat string is. That means concat method will return a string and it will take a parameter string. So say if I write, say for example, s dot concat, say s dot concat raha. If I write this, what will happen? It will concat Shottam with raha because s is containing Shottam, say for example. So it will, okay, in the backend what happens? So it will first search for Shottam. Okay, Shottam is already present, so it will search for the literal Raha. If it finds Raha, then it will use that reference in the constant pool. Or if it doesn't find it, what it will do? It will create a entry or an object in the constant pool with Raha inside it. Okay, and then it will use that particular constant pool reference of Raha, and it will concatenate that Raha with Shottam. So it will create Shottam Raha. Now it will search for Shottam Raha in the constant pool. If it finds it, then fine, it will return the reference. Or what it will do, if it doesn't find Shottam Raha in the constant pool after concatenating it, so it will create a new constant pool entry with Shottam Raha in it. Then in the next, what it will do, it will return that particular Shottam Raha's reference to a string. That is why we have a string return type here. That means it is not in place. S.concat is not in place. We have to assign it to s again in order to get the updated value of s. Okay, because in the constant pool, what has happened? So at the beginning we had Shottam in it. We all know that. Now we have executed the line s.concat raha. What is happening? The JVM will search for raha in the constant pool. It is not found. So what it will do? It will create an entry Uttam raha in the constant pool. Raha in the constant pool. Now it will take the two references. Say this is one reference, this is another reference, and it will concatenate this. After concatenating, it will create the literal Shottam Raha, right? Now it will search for this particular from string literal Shottam Raha in the constant pool. It is not found, so it will create a new entry with Shottam Raha. Okay, now it will use this its reference, and this it will be returned to s. Okay, so this is what is happening behind the scene. Since string is immutable, so we must actually reassign. We must reassign using the double equals operator. Okay, fine. Okay, what is next? Next is int length. What is length? It will return the number of characters in a string. It is very simple. It is it doesn't need any explanation, I hope, right? Okay, what is the next one? String replace, which will take char s and char t as the parameters. So that means we can replace, say I want to replace, say SATIAM. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So I want to replace the third character. Okay, sorry, no, not the third. It doesn't take the index. Say I want to change all the a's to say x, for example. So I can write replace. Here I can write a comma, say x. Okay, so if I write this, so s dot replace, what it will do is it will create a new string with s x t y x m. Okay, and it will store it in the constant pool again. Obviously, you know that. I mean, you can guess that, right? Now, after it has created this particular string literal, what it will do? It will return it because s is containing Shottam and it is immutable. So what it will do? It will return that particular index. So I need to catch that value. I need to assign that value to s again. So now s will point to this particular thing. So you understand how replace works, right? Okay. So it will replace all the occurrences of s to the t. So what is substring? Substring is taking int s and t. So here s and t are basically the source, sorry, the start and the end index, right? So maybe I want to say I want substring say 1 comma 3. What will happen? Sorry, s dot substring. So 1, that means it is the beginning. So a t up till that, always it is uh, end minus 1. Okay, up to end minus 1, uh, just like the loops and all that. So it will print a and t and it will return. I have to assign it to s, so s will return, s will store at. Okay, this is substring. And trim is basically it actually trims out all the white spaces from the end. Suppose I had some white spaces after this, so it will just delete it. Let's check it. Okay, let's let's check it in the code. Let's say I have Shottam here. I have two strings, Shottam and Shottam, for example. Let's make it Raha. Okay, now you see, uh let's use the first one, say char. So let's say I want to print s dot char at index. Let's say I want the fourth index element. So what is the fourth index element? 0 is s, 1 is a, t is 2, y is 3, a is 4. So a should be printed. Let's run it. So a is printed. Okay, I hope it is clear, right? Okay, now you see, you understood what is how char at works, right? It will simply return the character at a particular index in the string, and obviously it is I'll have to catch it if I have to assign it to a new variable if I want to get that value stored, right? Here I'm simply printing it. Okay, the next one was I think the next one was, let's just check it once, maybe concat, right? Let's check the concat. Okay, so let's say I want to concat s with r. So what I can do is I can simply write, let's write it here, s dot concat r. Okay, behind the scene it will search for r, and after that it will concat it with s. So Satyam Raha should be printed. Yes, it's fine. Okay, now if I want to store the value, so the new value I'll have to reassign it to some new string variable, right? You know that. The next one is the length. So if I want to print the length of a string, so I can simply use the method length. If I run this code, so it will return 6. Okay, 6 is printed. Okay, so Sottam's length is actually 6 characters. So that is returned. Okay, the next one was, I think, substring, no. Let's check it once. Replace. Okay, so let's say I want to replace all the a with x, just I have explained in the example. So I'll simply write s dot replace a with say z, for example. If I execute this code, you can see s z t y z m. So it got replaced, right? and it did not actually modify the original string s. Okay, if I print s after this, so it will print Satyam. Okay, it didn't modify it. Remember this. What it did, it simply created a new string and it is printing it out. If I want to reassign the new value, I'll have to reassign it to replace to a new variable s or something like that. Then only it will get modified. Okay, otherwise it will not get modified. Okay, the next one is substring, right? So substring means I can create a substring of the original string with the given indexes. So start index and end index. Say I want from 1 to 4, meaning I want all the values from string 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to less than 4. Okay, so ATY should be printed. So if I print this, the ATY is printed. Okay, and this is how substring works. Now trim. So trim can be explained uh, since I do not have any spaces here. Let's just keep some spaces and print s first just to check it so that you can understand a difference. Okay, so you are not getting it. So let's do one thing. Let's actually okay, let's actually check whether Satyam is actually okay. Let's create the string with Satyam. So if I actually want to check whether the two strings s and r are equal or not, so I can use the equals, right? Equals method with r. So if I check it normally s dot equal, so it should return false, isn't it? Let's delete it. Let's delete this. Okay. So it is returning false, right? Obvious reason, because there are white spaces. Although it is not getting printed, although it is not visible when you are actually seeing it, but there are spaces. You can see it. There are spaces. So that's why I have checked it using the equals r method. Now you can see that after checking it, it is not equal. But now if say I actually trim it, so before checking, if I trim s, so what it will do is it will delete all the white spaces from the end. It will by default replace all the white spaces from the end, from the right side. Okay, so before checking, it is actually trimming the white spaces from the right side, and then it is it is checking whether it is equal to r or not. So it should return true now. See, it is returning true. Okay, so these are some useful methods which are used most often in Java with the string class. Okay, hope you understood. Thank you. See you in the next video.